Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast to the protection against heavy rain and flooding by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
So the big challenge is, how can house owners like you and me get a flood-free home? How can business managers like you and me get a flood-free company? And how can public servants provide flood-free critical infrastructure and livable cities?
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe. This podcast is for foresighted and proactive people who do not want to shovel the muddy water out of their room while standing in the midst of the disaster.
Therefore, those who design and plan, the architects and engineers, need to construct such buildings and cities, and that even when the entire environment is completely flooded. That is a challenge, and this podcast will give the answers.
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippe.
Yes, welcome to Flood Protection Secrets. I'm Andreas Klippe, and today we are venturing into an intriguing and fascinating aspect of flood defense, the debate over automatic flood barriers or manual flood barriers. This isn't just a technical choice, it's a decision that carries weight, emotions, and consequences. The title I have chosen is To Automate or Not, the Dilemma of Flood Barriers. Yeah, that is indeed a dilemma. And let's explore a little bit the choice between automatic and manual flood barriers. Imagine the anxiety of a looming flood. Now, picture a solution that springs into action automatically. We'll explore the emotional comfort that comes with automatic systems right away, right? It starts to rain and you only think about protection, and suddenly a flood barrier is rising up, dropping down, is pivoting, swinging, sliding, whatever, and you are protected. Isn't that wonderful? That is like in the movies. That is like in a Disney picture or whatever. Or a fairy tale. But there's a twist. What happens when technology fails? The reliability and trust we place in these systems are crucial, and their potential failure can stir deep fears. Yeah, the fears. Will it work or will it not work? Is my flood protection barrier doing the job or not? Was it perhaps at the end too cheap? And perhaps it is not working? Is it over-designed? Oh, what is true, what is wrong? Let's just talk about a small tale. Let me take you through two real-life scenarios. It's scenario one explains the timely savior, so automatic flood barrier in action. Imagine a quaint town, so nestled by a river, a creek, canal, something like that, where life is peaceful until a sudden storm brings the threat of flooding. In this scenario, an automatic flood barrier is installed along the riverbank or the creek or the waterway. And as the water level rises, sensors trigger the barrier, which smoothly rises, so forming an impenetrable wall against the encroaching waters. The water is increasing and increasing, but no problem. Now there's a wall at the riverside, at the creekside, and you feel safe. So the town, initially braced for disaster, breathes, how would I say it, a sigh of relief as streets and homes stay dry. Wonderful. My garden stays dry. My garage stays dry. My living room stays dry. My company stays dry. My subway station stays dry. Everything stays dry. The barrier, acting swiftly and efficiently, becomes a silent hero. So providing safety and assurance to the relieved residents. Of course, you are relieved, so you feel relaxed and very happy. I'm quite sure about that. And do you still remember how you felt when it was suddenly raining and you were in the middle of the street, but you took your umbrella in the morning and now comes the moment to open this umbrella? How satisfied were you at this moment? You felt really happy. Okay, and so this scenario along the riverside showcases the incredible effectiveness of automatic systems in providing real-time responsive flood protection. Your umbrella you had to open by yourself. So that was a manual activity, and that is what we describe in our scenario number 2. The human touch, manual intervention prevails. Now picture a different setting, a bustling city where a sudden cloud burst overwhelms the drainage system, causing flash floods. That is, by the way, something what I always hear, that people rely on the drainage system, and they tell me sometimes we hear that. Just recently I heard that from somebody in the Middle East country and city. I rely on the municipality. The government told us they will do something with the pipes and they will do something. I always ask, what is this something? I never heard about it, by the way. What a drainage system is, I know. What a pipe is, I know. But figure that out. If the whole environment is flooded, and let me say flooded by half a meter or by 1 meter, do you think a small pipe will help you? And by the way, where shall this pipe lead the water to? Because at the end of this pipe, there is also flooding. So due to water pressure, the water cannot get out. So that is why I don't trust these small drainage systems. A very good drainage system with underground water tanks and things like that. That might help, but not a small drainage system. Okay, let's go back again because I distracted you. I said picture a different setting, a bustling city where a sudden cloud burst overwhelms the drainage system, so causing flash floods. Okay, here we are. Here a manual flood barrier is in place, and as the waters rise, a team of engineers and local volunteers quickly assembles the barrier. The barriers, it's not only one barrier, working against time. They secure each section, they concerted efforts creating a strong defense against the flood. Yes, despite the initial panic, their quick response and teamwork prevent what could have been a devastating flood. So this scenario highlights the importance of human intervention, community effort, and the reliability of manual barriers in emergencies. So these were the two scenarios. One where an automatic barrier saved the community with its timely response, and another where manual intervention became the hero. These stories are not just about flood protection, they're about the resilience and determination of those facing nature's wrath. Was it wrath? Sorry about my pronunciation. So, facing nature's power, you could also describe it like that. What is a practical perspective? Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. We'll compare the costs, maintenance, and suitability of automatic versus manual barriers. It's a decision that affects not just properties, but also lives and livelihoods. So the balance between technology and human intervention is delicate and crucial. Yeah, we are going to delve deep into the heart of our discussions, comparison between automatic and manual flood barriers. As someone who has designed and implemented these solutions across various countries, I've seen firsthand how the choice of a barrier system can impact both the emotional and practical aspect of flood protection.
Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast to the protection against heavy rain and flooding, by Dr. Flood, Andreas Klippa.
Yeah, just right back, because we talk about costs now. Automatic barriers with their sophisticated technology often come with a higher initial price tag compared to manual barriers. However, it's crucial to consider the long-term cost benefits. Their automation means quicker response times during emergencies. Now remember the example at the river. riverside. Potential savings, significant repair costs associated with flood damages. Yet for some communities and businesses, the upfront investment in automatic systems can be daunting, making manual barriers a more viable option. It's too expensive. Shall we do that? Perhaps we can do that in a manual way. But now let's move to maintenance. Automatic barriers require regular checks, yes, and maintenance to ensure their sensors. As long as there is a sensor, there are also semi-automatic barriers, and some barriers that even work without sensor. We have a German system that works without any electricity. That is the Anham automatic flip-up flood barrier, or Klappschott also in German language. And that works without any sensor. It just works with buoyancy force. But anyway, let's talk about automatic systems. Other systems in general, normally there are sensors and motors. If not, wonderful, then you don't need that. But sometimes you have, and some other systems they have. And mechanical parts, they also have to function correctly, especially in the face of unpredictable weather patterns. So manual barriers, while simpler in design, still need periodic inspections to ensure they are operational when needed. Each type demands a commitment, and not just in terms of money, but in ongoing care and attention. Oh, ongoing care and attention, maintenance. I hear you already thinking about it. There are some countries where these words are not very common. I know very well. And sometimes I hear, oh, you Germans, you are good at maintenance, but look, in our country, we don't have that. Sorry, guys, but that depends on you. You're responsible, and that is very easy, because every morning you get out of your bed, you toothbrush, most probably the men might shave their face, and then you get into your clothes. You dress yourself and you have breakfast. And then you want to tell me that you are not able to do maintenance for the flood barrier that protects your house, because you do maintenance for your body as well. So that is possible, huh? I think that is just one of these bullshit stories. That's how I call it sometimes, the bullshit stories, because the stories you tell yourself, but that only hampers you to do the right things. So don't listen to these stories, even they are your own stories. Now let's move to maintenance a little bit. Yes, you have to do it for both systems. Now, the automatic systems require perhaps a little bit more maintenance. However, that is not true for these Anham automatic flip-up flood barriers. They have very low maintenance compared to demountable flood barriers or Inero mobile flood barriers. That's also another system. So, lastly, suitability is a key factor. The choice between automatic and manual barriers often depends on the specific environmental conditions and the flood risk profile of an area. The area is very important. In regions where flooding is sudden and severe, the rapid deployment of automatic barriers can be a game changer. In contrast, in areas with predictable flooding patterns, manual barriers can offer reliable protection without the complexity and cost of automation. So it depends where you live, what is your environment, how many manpower you have, and should you be protected in the middle of the night by a sudden flash flood while you are sleeping. All these questions are important. So as we conclude, remember the choice between automatic and manual flood barriers isn't black and white. It's a decision that blends technology with human emotion and practicality. As you ponder this, think about what you would choose, not just as an engineer or architect or homeowner or business manager, but as someone who values safety and peace of mind. Okay? Yeah, here we are already, but I will not leave you and end this episode without sharing one golden nugget for you. Wouldn't it be great if you all would have golden nuggets in our pocket when we wake up in the morning? Oh, that would be great. So before you plan, but I only have one for you today. Yeah? Before you plan a flood protection system, be honest with yourself and summarize the most important aspects of what you want the flood protection system to do for you. go through a list of requirements. If necessary, ask a flood expert to help you with this. Not only will you save money, hard-earned money, but you'll end up with a flood protection system that works well and won't let you down when you need it most during heavy rain and flooding. So thank you for joining me on this thought-provoking journey through the world of flood barriers, to automate or not, the dilemma of flood barriers, exploring the choice between automatic and manual flood barriers. If today's episode sparked your curiosity or gave you a new perspective, don't forget to subscribe, stay safe, stay informed, and let's keep uncovering the secrets of effective flood protection. Stay safe and flood-free. I wish and hope for you that you make the right decisions when it comes to your personal flood protection. And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to this podcast channel if you haven't already. Now it only remains for me to wish you a good day. Do something with it. Maybe until the next podcast episode. I would be very happy. See you then. As always, stay safe and flood-free. Your Andreas Klippe and the whole Flood Experts team.
That's it again with a new episode of Flood Protection Secrets, the podcast by Dr. Flood Andreas Klippe, German engineer, book author, and head of the Flood Experts. What can Dr. Flood Andreas Klippe protect for you? Anytime? Worldwide? Contact us or just click through to www.floodexperts.de/bonus. Detailed engineering, German quality, safe. Flood protection secrets. The secrets you'll want to unfold.
Don't forget, you're only one flood barrier away.
Subscribe to the season, and you'll never be late for an episode.